Hello everyone and welcome to part 5. So pretty much the last part in this video. I'm going to be doing it's a little bit more. Then I have some other templates that I'm going to do, and then we're going to start seeing the comparisons on how do you say Claude and all these other ones. So okay, so this one I did a logo. So the logo here isn't that great on the free version. It's a lot better on the Pro or Pro Plus. So the reason why is because they have something called Sonar and DALI. So Sonar is for like video generation and a lot of other stuff, and they can do pretty good type of stuff. And then you can reverse engineer to do a cool little logo. But obviously, which is called DALI, which is ChatGPT, OpenAI or ChatGPT's version of logo, but that's only on the paid. So I did kind of like a logo here. Before it was good, and I wanted to fix the blurry text, and it did, but it didn't. So we did all this, took a while to a certain degree. But again, so what I did with that one is I went to here, the logo creator. They have a little logo creator, and then I asked it, like, can you please make a logo for me based on this? So I did all that, and then it gave me this, which is terrible, by the way. And I'm kind of like, okay, this is absolutely terrible. This is not turning out the way that I want it. There's got to be another way of doing this. So I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, there's got to be another way of doing this. This is before I discovered GenSpark and all this type of stuff. So I'm like, okay, this isn't making any sense. So what I did is that how I did the logos were I went to something called Quen. It's a competitor. Like it's really good with art and everything. So it's called Quen 2.5 Max. So if anyone doesn't know, it's basically Alibaba's AI. Alibaba has another one too, but this one is it's pretty good. So I got all these other ones that I can do. So I've even done some thumbnails too. So I went here, vintage barbershop logo design. And then, so I'm just like, okay, I'm like, Quen, okay, listen, buddy. I got these two logos. I like them. They're good. But I want something good. So they gave me this. There's different type of models. So there's the Max, and then there's the Max. So good for for language models. 2.5 Plus is complicated tasks. Then we have Turbo with token counts, supporting video chat and video. So there are all these different types of models. So there's other ones, but there's the 72B instruct. There's some of them have been removed because they've been merged with something else, but there are other models here. There's 32, there's 7B, and all that. So at the time, there was the 72B instruct, and you can check the model mark here, and then you can go through them all, or you can expand even more. So this will so certain models have been merged in with other ones, but at the time they had the 72B instruct, and I told it what I want. So I did this, and then I flipped it over to this, and then now it's asking me, like, what dimensions do you want? Do you want 6 by 9, 19 by 6, 1 by 1? Like, there's different types of, like, based on, like, you want it for YouTube, do you want it for this? The most common is 16 by 9. So it gave me all these. So, like, obviously I can just flick through them. So I did all that. So this is one of them. No, this is another one. This is that. Some are really cool. I have them all like in another folder. But you get the idea. But like it did all that, and I'm just like, okay, that's actually really cool. So I did the logo and I did all that. So that's like another alternative. That's for art. But that's the art type of stuff. And then as well, if you want to have like another alternative, I mentioned GenSpark too. So you can do other stuff on. So I mentioned GenSpark too. So let's go into GenSpark. So I already have some like other things. It has nothing. It doesn't have, as I say, like I already have some other stuff with the image studio. So I've already did some stuff. So if we go to the home, we go to my stuff that I did. So for example, this is just like a YouTube thumbnail for other stuff, but as well, now let's say you don't. So this is like another example, like we're just giving the logo type of thing. So like, let's say, pretend this is, I did this thumbnail for my latest video that I just dropped. The last one I did yesterday. But now let's say you want to put this, and then now let's say what you want to do, and then you give it a description, but, or you can like, you can remix certain images, you can like drop certain things in, you can like do like a photo attachment and stuff like that. So like that's the image studio. But if you want to go to here, generate, or what you can do is that, for example, this, and then now let's say you would go into, I have my portfolio right here. So let's say here. Now let's say this is what you want from DALL-E, which is exactly this. So you click on that, you hit open, and now let's say you have some other ones here. I have this, I got this one right here, and then I can and then I have all the other logos from Quen. So I can hit, then I can generate that image, and then I can add, and after I can hit remix, and then after then it will give me more generative type of stuff, and then it's going to ask me what I want. Like, well, I want this for a business. I don't want it for a YouTube thumbnail. So then I'll do it for a business, and I'll have like, I'm looking for a logo and all that. So that is another way of doing it. So you're probably thinking, okay, so you got the logo, but as well, now let's say you want to do a little bit more of a website now. So I think I have the website here. Where was it again? So here, okay, so the website. So originally I was talking about the website. So let's say, okay, we make a template, and then it gave me a website. So what ChatGPT can do is that then now let's say you got all your logos, you got everything done pretty much. You're okay, you're feeling good, you got everything done. Okay, I pumped out this with AI. And it can do a lot of work in a couple of minutes, maybe a couple of hours. Something that will take you years or months to do, you can do it in minutes or hours. Okay, you pump everything out. You're just like, okay, I'm feeling good. I pumped everything out. I'm feeling like I'm Elon Musk or something like that. Okay, good. I want to do a website. Boom. Okay. You can do it here. You can get your little template. But the problem here is that, okay, you can do your template. You can do all this type of stuff. Oh, okay. Boom. Get your preview. I'll give you a preview of this shit. Okay. Not too bad. Get your booking now and all that type of stuff. Okay. It's good, but it can be better. Okay. No problem. So you did all your code, you fixed all your errors, you did all this type of stuff. And now you're saying, okay, I need a hosting service. I got to pay GoDaddy. I got to pay all these other clowns. And all this type of stuff. I got to pay a certain amount of money for a month or whatever. Okay, no problem. Got you covered. So you can do two things. But now let's say your foundation still isn't that great and it's kind of fuzzy. And you're just kind of just like, man, my foundation is still fuzzy. I'm still getting a lot of errors. Okay, no problem. Got you covered. Right here. Claude. Best in for friggin' coding. Like, I'm talking about if you really need to fix up your code and you still don't understand what you're doing, and you're literally just like, what do I do? What do I do? You go here. You literally go here, you fix up your code, you do all that, and then you can say, hey, you would copy your code and then say, there's right there, the coding section. You copy your code, can you fix this up? For example, I did this finished code for the marijuana thing. So I finished up all the code. Hey, can you do this? Can you add this? But now let's say here, for example, you can add all that type of stuff and fix it up, which is absolutely freaking amazing. But okay, so with the Quen, as I say, the same thing with Quen and everything. Quen you can code to a certain degree. I'll show you some stuff that I did with the coding. You can code a little bit, but again, my opinion, when like, you have the code, so if you want to code, you would use the 32B, or if you want to use the turbo, you can use a higher token count, but it depends on what you're doing. Are you trying to get more, do it a lot faster? And like, let's say you got some stuff and you got some minor errors, you can do it on the 32, you can do it on the 2.5 turbo. But now let's say your code's messed up. You don't know what's going on. You tried all the type of stuff. You would go to 32B. So right here, I've done some code on building a website chatbot. This is for, so you can do all this, and then you got the 32B instruct, and then it gives you like kind of like the definition of how to build it. Or now let's say we got the website structure right here. This is, so I had some website structure and some problems, and this is called an MD file. Make sure you put your MD files in there. It's another coding. There's HTML, MD. So MD is the website structure for anyone who's wondering. So you do that, fix everything up, as you can see, and then you got all like the fixed up HTML, and obviously then you got the navigation links and all that type of stuff. You got all that type of stuff. Boom. Okay. Now you're just like, okay, it's still not, so boom, perplexity. You can also fix up your code. Go there. Okay, boom. This is from another client. So here you go. This is the code to such and such website. Here are all the key features. Okay, no problem. Boom. Fixed all this. Fixed the navigation. Fixed the visibility. Boom. Here's your bash. So basically, that is to do the, as I was telling you with the Claude, I'm gonna go back into Claude and show you, is the ordering system. So let's say you want to do an ordering system like McDonald's or KFC, and you don't want that, and you can do it on your website. You don't want, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to go in. I don't want to, like, at your website, I don't want to chase clients. I'm tired of people calling me. I got so many things to do. I just want everyone to order from the website. Boom. That's how you do it. You configure your Java, all this type of stuff. You got your images, all that type of stuff. Here's everything. Here's all the code based on your images, all that type of stuff. Okay, no problem. Now you go back into Claude. Okay, let's go back into Claude here. Now we go into here. So I got all these other, I was doing something for another, for a other person here on the Manus community. Okay, now boom, you put all that shit, you put it in your bash, you put it in and everything, boom, pasted, boom. Here's the code for their website review, boom, you're good. Okay. Now you're saying, okay, now I need a hosting service. What do I do? You can go on Gamma, which is another good option. Gamma is actually pretty good. I've done some stuff already. So this is the Franks. Here it is, and then you hit publish. This is off the free version, but the free version is not too bad. I heard the pro version is a lot better. Or this is for the marijuana. This is not too bad, pretty good. And then you hit publish. And then, so let's say with the publishing on Gamma, let me reopen. Let me reopen that. Okay, so this is Gamma. Sorry about that. I forgot the second windows with all this type of stuff. So this is the Gamma. You can do here on Gamma too. It's not too bad. So I did all that in Spanish, and so it's not too bad. Okay, now let's say you want to publish it. You don't want a hosting service. You would hit publish, and then you can go to Pro. You can add a custom domain with Pro. But let's go to the published site. Click on that. Oh, no. Oh, you hit visit site. Boom. Then you got your hosting site. You don't have to pay anything. I'll probably use some credits up here, but whatever. But that's what you do. You do the site. Okay, no, I still got the same amount of credits. That's good. Okay. So the whole point is that that's what you do. And then obviously you do that. Or now let's say you want something fancier. Again, I'm propping up Manus. Like, this is the greatest thing ever since one of the inventions of like sliced bread. Okay, hold on. Let's refresh this again. I didn't load it properly. Let's refresh this. Okay, now let's say you want to do the. Okay, so here is Manus. So I've been doing that. So now let's say you don't want hosting fees. You want to find. Okay, so I did all the stuff here, and I was doing all that type of stuff. So I put everything in. Hey, this is the code to such and such. This was a couple of weeks ago. Here are all the pictures. The problem is Manus doesn't do pictures. You got to be very specific. Like, well, Manus can do pictures, but you got to upload them one by one by one by one. You can't batch upload them. But again, I told the people to do that. So it organizes everything and then say, we're going to give you modern response, full screen overlays, all that type of stuff. So do all that, fixes everything up. Okay, keep on going. This maybe takes, depending on how long the information is, and sometimes don't put too much because sometimes the server does overload and has a stroke. So, so then there's something called email.js, but you can get around that, and all that. And then, so I did is that it's ready to be deployed, update that, but I'm just like, no, bro. So deploy the website and configure it with the update configuration, with all that. So now I'm just like, no, I still don't want that. So then you do that again. And then you pretty much put all your MD files and everything. You can do all that. And then I'm just like, okay, it does that. And then I'm ready. Now it says I want to update the email, but I don't want it to do with the JS. I just want it directly off the website based, linked and off the info at the Zacharias. So you do all that, do it again. So here's all the stuff. Here's your public key and then everything. And then the restaurant email, I want that linked to the to that. So it goes directly to the system. Got all that. It's a lot of you do that again. Ongoing, and then you got your website. So fix all the navigation, the color, all that type of stuff I've updated. So this is the service email, the official. This is the order template. And then basically it just goes to the email. So you just basically bypass email.js. So interesting, right? So this is the result. So that was one of them. So this is like one of them. So that was one of them. That was like one of my first tries. But I'm just like, okay, this is still not right. Did all that. Then I said, I need to fix the CSS. Because certain things aren't working, and then I did that, and then I'm just like, man, this is ready to deploy. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I accepted that, hit yes. I'll proceed to fixing that, and then the website will be accepted with the same URL. We did all that. So then we got this. So still, I'm just like, okay, still not. So now, okay, so I redeployed everything. The styling is fixed. So now you got all your pasted context. So you can either paste it, or what you can do is you can go into like attach a file. If I can get it to actually work. So now you have Google Drive, which is actually really cool. This is more of a recent update. Or you can just do a local. And then now let's say you go into, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna go into AI tutorials. Pretend this is the code you can put into a Word document or something. You click on that, you hit open, and it says, can you please implement this based on the docx file, or read it, or deploy it. But this is it'll just scan it right away. And then you do all that, it reads all the files, it reanalyzes everything, and adds all the new code and everything, fixing all the errors. I want to double check all this. And then it keeps on rebuilding, and then I got responsive. I did all that, and I also want like mobile friendly. I want to have a mobile friendly and a website because lots of people view stuff off their phone now. So did all that. So now you look at this. Boom. This is the final result. So say for example, explore menu. So boom, menu pops up. Got all this. The guy said no, but again, people here in the Mediterranean are nuts. Hit add to order. Boom, goes directly to the cart. Cart goes there, goes straight to the kitchen. Boom. Got your seafood, whatever it is, all that type of stuff. Boom. Our story. There you go. Close. And then contact. So right there, make a reservation. Full name, phone number, date, what's your time, how many guests, special requests. Boom. Goes there. And then you make your reservation right away. Don't worry. Order your food, boom, everything's on the table, just like that. Never even have to step outside your door. You have a busy clientele, done, boom. But oh no, we want to talk to people. That's talking is, and then obviously that's what you would do. So that is another way of doing it. So like obviously this is ChatGPT, but obviously there's like obviously other steps because obviously now people don't want to pay hosting fees or anything like that. So that's another way of not paying hosting fees. Gamma and Manus are obviously they have enough money to host their own servers. So you would just have that. If you want to make any changes, obviously you would just go directly into the app itself. You don't even have to need IT person or this or that. You just do it yourself and then that's it. Or in this case, let's say you don't want to do it yourself. Maybe you're a little bit more busier than expected. You would get someone like an AI architect or professional or expert or whatever you want to call it. There's so many different names. The title of AI just gets more elevated every couple of weeks. So again, you would get someone like that, or like, again, I'm just doing tutorial videos, but I've actually done, as I say, I'm showing you how to actually do all this type of stuff because I've actually done it myself. So you can do that, or let's say you're curious, you can just follow the steps here in this video, and then there you go. You can do your barbershop with that. Like, so in the sense of like, you can do the barbershop, you don't have to do any hosting fees, you don't have to do nothing. You can build your network, so right now with AI is that like there's trying to be like a super AI. So a lot of people are getting it, but for the most part at the moment with certain type of stuff, certain AIs are better than others. So lots of people are trying to integrate ChatGPT with other type of stuff. So there's that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, Mr. Z out.